It's April Garwood from Banana Moon Studio. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating for you how to make pom-poms with the Clover pom-pom makers. I got these pom-pom makers for myself quite some time ago just because it's kind of hard sometimes to figure out how to make pom-poms, and I wanted to try these out. This is their, I don't remember the sizes exactly, tiny, small, I think, and then there's a medium and a large. I used to have the medium, but my kids love to play with these, and it walked away somehow. But you can see the sizes of the pom-poms that you can make with these. So that's the tiny and the small. And then this is the large one. And I think they even have an extra large one that's bigger than this that you can purchase by itself. But these two usually come in a set. And then this one and the one that I lost track of usually come as a set. So I want to show for you how to use the pom-pom makers. I'm going to demonstrate using this one. So what you have is two pieces that fold out together here, and then also there are two more of them that fold out together here, and these come apart, okay? But when you start making your pom-pom, you can have both sets pulled out at the same time, but I usually keep one in. So you're gonna have, these two pieces can slide apart, but you wanna keep them together as you're beginning your pom-pom. And you're going to take whatever yarn you're using and hold it right here on the edge. And then you're going to start wrapping, kind of wrap over that end just so that it'll stay and you can let go of it. And you're going to be wrapping your yarn around these two curved pieces together. Now, at this point, I want to offer you a tip. Pom-poms are tied in the middle, and you can tie them pretty tightly, but you can still always pull the pieces out. And that's going to be the case no matter what device or method you use to make a pom-pom, because the pieces of yarn are just kind of tied in there. If you want to make sure that your pom-pom does not come apart, I suggest you use some kind of fabric or craft glue. And the way that you would want to apply it is once you have a layer of wrapping done here, you'll want to just dab in a little bit of glue here in the center, not a lot, and then continue wrapping, and your next layer is going to be glued to the first layer in the center. Now, we're maybe not going to get every single little piece glued, but we'll make our pom-pom a lot more secure by adding in a little bit of glue to the center here. So this is not like a required step in order to make a pom-pom. Your pom-pom will look perfectly cute without it. In fact, I did not glue any of these. But if you use the glue, then you can keep your pom-pom from coming undone. And just at any point here where you've got glue covered up, you can put a little bit more in there. So again, that's not a required step. That's just a tip to help keep your pom-pom from coming undone. So some kind of craft glue that is not water soluble is going to be best, so that if somebody decides to wash whatever you've made with the pom-pom on it, the glue won't dissolve in the water. Okay, so I'm not going to continue gluing at this point, but I just wanted to demonstrate for you a little bit what that would look like if you wanted to glue it. So you just keep wrapping here, and honestly, you want to wrap these really full. To make your pom-poms look nice and round and fluffy like this, you have to wrap really, really full. You want to get to where, like, you see how we have this little half circle in here? You want to get to where you don't have that half circle anymore. Either to where it's flat there in the center, or maybe even just barely bulging past flat. Okay, I feel like that's pretty good. So I'm going to fold this back in, and there's this little notch here I can just set my yarn in, and I'm just going to cut it right there. Okay, and then I'll fold out this little set of arms, and again I'm going to hold my yarn here and I'm going to wrap over that end so it won't come undone, and then I'm just going to start wrapping like I did the first one. Okay, so I've got this one wrapped now. Set the yarn in this notch here. One aspect about using this striping yarn can be kind of fun that you can see how one side is a different color than the other on the outside. You can see really well in this large pom-pom how the striping yarn affected it, and it has kind of different colors in different sections. There you can kind of see that there's sort of a line in the middle of particular colors. It's not as clear in the smaller ones just because you don't get through as much of the striping, but it'll show quite a bit in this one, it looks like. So you can also hold two different yarns together if you wanted to make a pom-pom that had color mixed throughout, or you could intentionally wrap one side in one color and the other side in another color, or you could even wrap the arms in one color for a bit and then you could start wrapping a different color. So you can mix up colors quite a bit as you're making these pom-poms and do some fun things. So at this point, you need a pair of sharp scissors, and you're going to hold the pom-pom maker with this end here, and you can see how there's this groove. We are going to use our scissors to cut. My scissors are not as sharp as they should be. We're going to cut in this groove all of the strands of yarn. Okay, and then you'll turn it and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so now I've cut through all of it, and then you'll take your same yarn and cut a piece. I don't know, this is probably around 12 inches long. It probably doesn't need to be quite that long, but anyhow, I'm going to take the middle of it and put it in this groove and through all the way through the groove and over to the other side. And then I'm going to take my yarn and I'm going to tie it in a square knot. And as I pull it tight, I'm going to hold this where you can see it, it's going to go down into the center of the pom-pom maker. And you want to try to hold that first tie as tightly as you can, but don't rip your yarn. And tie it again and try to tighten up that center one. This is the hardest part, is getting the center knot tight. So tighten up the first one and then pull the second one through. And then bring the ends together. And at this point now we get to pull our pom-pom out. So you're going to take these two little pieces here and pull them up, and all that fluff is going to come out. And then on the other side, again, you're going to pull these tabs up and all that fluff is going to come out, and you can pull the ends through. And then, oh, see how that striped with that dark purple in the middle? That's fun. You pull the two halves apart, and there is your pom-pom. And you'll just kind of want to fluff it a little bit. Fluff the two sides together, and then as you look at it, you'll see there are little bits and pieces that are kind of sticking out weird. You'll just trim those, And I would just kind of hold the pom-pom and I look at anything that doesn't look quite spherical, like over here it's kind of long, and just kind of trim it down so that it looks spherical, and then turn it and kind of same thing, and trim anything that looks like it's out of place. By wrapping it really full, some of your strands wind up a little longer than others, but you got to wrap it really full, otherwise it won't look nice and fluffy. So there, and you'll want to do this over a trash can because it does make a mess. But there you have it. That is my finished pom-pom. And at this point, if you have used glue in the middle, you'll want to let that dry. But then you'll be using these strands to tie this pom-pom onto whatever it is you've made it for. And that is how you use the Clover pom-pom makers. Look in the description for this video, or if you're looking at this on my website, look in the blog post and you'll find my affiliate link to purchase the Clover pom-pom makers. I'll earn a small commission when you use that affiliate link, but it will not cost you any more to use my link to make the purchase. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Always find my latest at bananamoonstudio.com.